Let's go.
This episode, Gazza takes his son on the trip of a lifetime. Welcome to My Fishing Place, the place to be. And today we have a special guest on the show, my son Ethan. Welcome, Ethan. No, not welcome, Ethan. We don't like him. He outfishes us every trip, and this one is included. You're going to see him catch some great fish and hold another title in the Wallace household.
What title's he got already?
Barra King.
Oh, wow, that was just invented.
He holds the biggest barra, but as far as the most, clearly we settled that on the last time we went barra fishing. I hold that title. But we'll let you have the biggest. But anyway, Ethan and I headed up to Ashmore Reef, which is a little reef, well, a big reef between the top of Queensland and nearly to Papua New Guinea. Very hard to get to.
Did you have to swim? Like, I would say getting on a plane, then getting in a boat's not that hard, but if there was something else we don't know.
Wow. Okay, a long way to get there,
Thank you.
And unique place to fish. We went up with the Nomad boys again, and we had a cracking time up there. So, Iffy, what do you think of your first trip to the Coral Sea?
Oh, it was a great trip. We caught lots of good fish and had a great time.
Mate, a great time, I think, is understatement of the year. I've watched the footage, and it is just fish after fish after fish. I do believe you caught like something like the top 5 species that you chase. It is just on. On the very first day, we turned up at Ashmore Reef and we went out looking for some GTs, but we managed to get another first reef and a heap of barracuda. There's some big ones, but what do you think of those things?
Yeah, we caught heaps of them coming right up to the boat. And we saw a few sharks coming and smashing on the surface as well. That was a lot of fun.
What were you getting them on? The Mad Scads or the...
They were taking pretty much anything, those things. Like, there was like schools of them, and you couldn't even get the lure through the school without getting smashed up by cooters. They're like pike on steroids.
That's a serious cooter.
How are the teeth on the cooters? You got a close-up shot. They are fangs, man, just like wicked. After the break, Dazza and Ethan head to the pound. This trip, dogtooth tuna have got to be like one of the features. We tried really hard when we were on the last trip and we came up with zeros, but you guys...
Well, we hooked a lot of dogtooth. What actually happened was we were based at Ashmore Reef and we wanted to go to Boot Reef, which is a reef quite close there, but the weather has to be really good. And on, I think it was the third day, the weather was right, we could make the trek across the open ocean. From when we got there, we were trolling not far from the mothership and just getting smoked by doggies. One session we had when we found these schools of doggy, we were jigging, so we were dropping the jigs down, and we didn't land one.
Is that where this GoPro clip is?
Yes, yeah.
Check this out. This is doggies and sharks, just unbelievable.
So anyway, with the jigging, we did manage to get, like, Nathan got one small dog tooth up to the boat. The rest either reefed or sharked. It was, and this is just unbelievable. I just, have a look at Ethan. Every time Ethan hooks up, I've had to run to him, hold him in the boat half the time because these things just buckle you over. It's unbelievable.
Most of the time they're trying to just drag me straight down to the bottom of the ocean. I'm standing back, full knees in the side of the boat and just back aching at the end of it. Even after I snapped off, I'm lying down having a snooze afterwards.
And I think Daz is doing all the work because he holds you in the boat. So, poor old Ethan, he learned what the raw power of those fish.
Well, they pull hard, man, don't they?
They're one of the hardest pulling fish in the ocean. I mean, I managed to get a head in. That's the whole trip. That's all that I managed to get in of doggies. And then we're trolling along, and Ethan hooks up to a massive one.
Oh, yeah. It's a billy, I think.
I had to have Dad and Sean and the guide all holding on to me in the boat. I had it stuck in my side at one point, and then I was like, I can't do it. It's pulling me over, so I just stuck it back in the troll holder and just... And then eventually we just pulled it up. I thought I'd lost it at one point because just taken forever. It's just, there were so many sharks around that we just didn't think we'd get it in.
It's a doggy, I'm going to throw it in the boat, all right? So just stand back. In the back there, guys, we can go. He's just going to get thrown in, all right? Tail. All right, stand back, everyone back.
And when Ethan got that dog tooth in the boat, I've never seen someone so happy. I've never seen anyone actually, like, cuddle a fish.
I couldn't wind anymore.
He was so excited, as were we all. You might see us jumping around a little bit, but
Yes!
we were pretty excited to finally get one in the boat. And so the whole trip, you know, we hooked unbelievable amounts of dogtooth, everyone on the trip, and only two were actually landed. One, that little one of Nathan's, and then that one of Ethan's. The rest of them were either just heads taken by sharks or we got reefed.
After the break, man versus shark.
All right, let's talk about sharks. Now, up there, guys, very, very remote. I imagine sharks are a massive problem.
They certainly are, and that's one thing you'll find with dog-tooth tuna is that sharks seem to always hang around the doggies, but the sharks were everywhere.
Oh no! No! Keep him coming, just rip it. No. Oh. Serious?
Wicked take of the shark though. See the whole thing launch out of the water and just...
This trip hooked the most number of sharks I've ever hooked. Like, you know, often they'll take a fish, but, you know, casting a popper, not often, you know. But these things were just charging down anything.
You got a shark on a popper?
Oh, yeah. And they'll take the stick baits, mad scads, they were charging down anything up there.
Just keep on it, back 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 on it. Keep going! Keep going! Oh.
Oh! I love the shot where you see the shark grab your red bass and run down. Somehow he's let go and you catch your red, but then you see the whole thing happen.
Good footage, that's really good,
And
yeah.
how quick he dives down.
Oh, mate, they were pretty fast. And like, you know, they probably caused my most devastating loss of the trip was like, you know, we were trying, like we talked about before, catching doggies, and the one time I've actually had a chance, you know, seemed to be a chance. Next thing, shark up on the surface, just destroys the doggy, and in comes like the head, and it's just devastation.
Put it in the sauce.
Still would have been a donk too.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, this one might be.
Devastation. So not only were they taking fish, but we were catching them.
Like a shark now.
That's a big shot.
One day, all you're catching was sharks.
That's probably one of the biggest problems. Once you've finished the first initial battle of them just diving straight down all these big fish, you're running in as fast as you can just to like escape the jaws of the sharks. It's so hard.
But they're like catching a catfish, aren't they, really, a shark?
I hate catching sharks. It's the duddest.
It's like you put in all this work and you go, oh, it's a shark.
After the break, action on the flats.
And one of the favourite styles of fishing up there that I love, I mean, I love it all, but like, is flats fishing. You know, when you're floating across the flats and you're using like small mad scads like this, or like big soft plastics, and you pick up amazing, colourful fish. You know, you get your red bass, your coral trouts, your coronation trouts, you know, all manner of species, and you just never know what you're going to pull up next. And they fight hard in that shallow water. And at one point we came across this reef and we were just drifting across it, and 3 drops in a row. There must have been these massive monster coral trout, I reckon 10 kilo plus, you know, sitting on the edge of this, right on the edge of the drop off, because I hooked them up 3 times, and I was using flats gear, but pretty solid gear, and I just could not turn their heads, could not stop them. 3 busts off in 3 drifts, just couldn't stop them. It was amazing. And you caught some stuff on the flats.
You got a beautiful red bass, man.
Right.
What about heartbreak, Ethan? Like, you lose fish fishing around here, but when you're up there, you lose fish.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ethan. Hold on the rod.
How did you feel about getting snapped off that much?
A lot of the times you just felt defeated. You just wanted to give up, and that was just it for the day. Done. Put the rod in the holder and just head home. But on the flats, especially when they reef you, it's just the worst. You just look at your rod, you look at the water, you're like, that's unlucky.
But I guess when, again, like on the flats, you're saying you're catching a lot of fish, you lose one, but you cast, and you know in another couple of casts you'll be on again.
Oh, that's a stronger bass. That is a real bass.
And Ethan, on the flats, mate, wrasse, first one, and on a popper.
Yep, first time using a popper in the flats there.
That's on a popper.
Yeah, let me do it, yeah! Oh, I don't believe it.
First cast.
Got a good wrasse. I didn't get much else on the poppers, but after that we flicked back onto the mad scads and we're getting some nice red bass in there. That was good fun.
Got him. Oh, go.
Are you serious? Oh no! I have a lure on me.
In the boat.
Okay, he said that fairly casually. Yeah, I just caught a wrasse as my first fish on a popper. Now, anyone that's fished up any of those areas before knows that other than the dogtooth, the wrasse is another one of those you want to catch species.
Fish of a lifetime.
Fish of a lifetime. Now, I've taken Ethan away for the few days and hope to get him on his first GT. So,
Oh, good son.
you know, I've been chasing GTs and these things for quite some years, right? But I take Ethan up. On the very first trip, he catches a GT, he catches a dogtooth, and he catches a wrasse.
How is that possible?
He doesn't just catch a dogtooth, he catches a dogtooth that's like bigger than him.
It's like the Barramundi story all over again.
He should be banned. In fact, Ethan, I don't want you coming on any more trips, mate. You outfish us every time.
How big was the wrasse?
Nah, it was all right.
It's a good fish, Ethan, but I don't know that it stands up to the fluke of Lee's wrasse or the mastery of mine.
How is yours any different to mine? I was thinking about that the other night.
I'm glad that what I catch weighs on your mind at night.
No,
'cause
well,
I think
mine
it's
was-
evidence.
mine
that
was
my fish is
unconventional, yeah.
superior.
Yours was just, like we say, yours was the standard. Oh, yeah, usually catch on a popper, like.
Ah, yeah, it was
mine
anything but standard. Nothing about it was standard.
It's so standard. Like mine was off land-based with the gear that was supposed to cast these things, and I cast the little reedies. Like, it's just, you know, no, I'm not taking away from yours. It's great. It's really, really good.
Oh, thanks for your condescending encouragement.
Mine is just, it's a fish of a lifetime because of the way it was caught. But I
I
don't
do
want to
agree.
take anything away from your fish because it's really, really good.
It's actually impossible to take anything from my fish because
Anyway,
it's so
I'm still the
amazing.
wrasse wrangler.
That's why the guide said, put your rod down, you're finished, that's the fish of the trip. So, I don't know if the guide
trying
said
to
that
make
to
it
you.
feel good.
But you did well, Ethan. Well done on a wrasse, mate.
Cheers.
Well, thanks for coming on the trip, and thanks for coming on the show, and I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. Absolute banger of a trip.
Well, you're officially uninvited to on any more trips.
No more. Catches too many fish, too many species. We just go and have it. We're the professionals here.
Not having you come and outfish us every trip.
That's right. I've caught my fish of a lifetime. I can just find a new hobby now.
Oh, wow. The pride. As Trump would say, you're fired.
Nope, I've already outfished you all anyway. I'm done. I quit. You can't really fire me anyway, so have a good show. See you later, Muppets.
Wow. Bit of a tantrum.
There you
Anyway.
have it.
And we'll see you next week, guys.
Next episode, we head back up to Ashmore Reef.